Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. We are joined by Amiri.
Hi, I'm Amiri. I am a 124-year-old girl. I'm a wood elf with long blonde hair and blue eyes. I have scratches from a tiger on my left bicep. I have brown leggings and a black tank top. I also wear brown boots that go to mid-calf and a forest green hooded scarf.
Zelik.
Well, howdy, folks. My name's Zelik. I look like I stepped right out of the Old West with an old tattered duster over some leather armor. I look like a human, but I have sickly pale skin.
Aranea.
Hi, I'm Aranea Evansar. I am 124 years old, wood elf rogue. I am about 5'7", and I wear mostly leather armor. I'm never found without my daggers, and I like to keep an air of mystery to myself.
And Yinli.
I am Yinli, a Norawatara Banshee. I am 400 years old. My skin is white with red markings. My eyes a pure glowing white. My hair flowing black. My leathers are all black as well, and I carry a pack with me.
You are all in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. The guild is a large building with a bar, a sitting area with wooden tables and chairs, and a wall with a corkboard and job flyers posted. It doesn't look like there's anyone else in the guild today. Everyone else is on various missions, and they've taken all of the job flyers. There are none posted.
Okay, so I guess I'll just be chilling at the bar, drinking a thing of water.
And I think Zelik will also be at the bar with a glass of whiskey.
I suppose I'll join. I could use a drink myself.
I will wait at the bar as well. No drink, just simply sitting and listening.
And I will lecture the other three about how bad alcohol is.
Oh, here we go.
Alcohol might make you more fun.
My pact says no.
The guild is quiet and empty, and there's no one there. All of a sudden, the door bursts open, and a crying child runs inside. You recognize Marco, the son of Marcel, one of the guild members.
Well, if it ain't little Marco. Hey, what's wrong, buddy? What's going on?
He sniffles. He's so sad. He's like, it's been 2 days! And he's like aroundish 10-ish.
I'm gonna go comfort him.
It has been...
Whoa there, little fella. Slow down. What do you mean 2 days? 2 days since what?
Sniffle. It's been 2 days since my daddy went on the quest, and he hasn't come back.
I wonder which quest that was.
Who went with him, child?
He went alone.
Oh, well, calm down, Marco. Your daddy's pretty strong. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Why don't we go see what quest he was on, and we'll see if we can't track him down for you, make sure he's all right.
He sniffles, and he holds onto your shirt and is following you around, and he's like, okay.
I'm gonna get him a soda pop just to kind of get his mind, comfort him a little bit.
I pass him a handkerchief.
He's been alone for 2 days, so he gratefully accepts food.
And I'll get him some food, too.
Yeah.
All right, Marco, you stay here and have some food and some drink, and we'll be right back after we talk to somebody for you. How's that sound?
He reluctantly lets go of your shirt.
All right, we'll be right back. Now, you stay here now. Don't go anywhere.
He has definite separation anxiety.
All right, you got my word now. We'll be right back.
Okay, he's waiting there.
All right, folks, let's go talk to somebody. Maybe we can find out where Marcel went off to.
I'm gonna look at Nusi and be like, hey, Nusi, do you know whatever happened to Marcel?
Nusi is pouring out the soda for Marco. She looks up at you, and she's trying to remember. You can see her squinting, and she's like, I don't remember. Maybe Nulisag will remember.
Okay, we could go talk to him. I haven't been upstairs yet, so this will be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yinli, what are you doing?
Just presently watching them and listening, still relatively new to the guild, and more or less just hovering slightly off the floor and seeing what they are doing, following them along.
Okay, it looks like they're heading up the stairs. Are you going to go with them?
Yes.
Okay. The four of you head up the stairs to the second story. There's a wall of doors, and one of the doors says, Nulisag.
I'm gonna knock on it.
Okay. You hear a sound from inside. Come in! A very high-pitched voice says.
Open the door.
Okay, it's a pretty small office for the person in charge of everything, and the four of you barely fit inside. He's sitting with his feet far above the floor. He's only 2 feet tall total. He's kicking his legs on his chair, way above the ground, his head just barely peeking over the desk. He's very, very old with white hair, and he's a dwarf. He says, Oh, Amiri, Zelik, Erne, Yin Li. Welcome to the guild, my new members.
Hi. We just had a quick question real quick. So Marcel's son just came in, and he said that Marcel hasn't been back in a couple days. Do you know what mission he went on?
Oh no, he gasps. He takes out a really thick book from his desk, and he sets it heavily on top, and he opens it up and flips the pages, and he says, Marcel, Marcel. He's scrolling down with his finger on the page, and he goes, Oh, yes, Marcel. It looks like he accepted the quest to clear out the dragon nest at the top of Mount Hokkaido.
Of course it had to be Dragon Nest.
And he went to do that alone?
Oh, yeah, he did. I probably shouldn't have let him go alone.
That does not seem like it would have been the wisest choice.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Nulisag, I think it's about time Marcel got a little backup. Don't you?
Yeah, you guys should go save him. Oh no, poor Marcel, I hope he's not dead.
I'm up for a search and rescue.
Alright.
Alright, I'm game if you all are, but would you stop squeezing in?
I slink out.
Are you squished?
She just
Are you squished up against Yin Li? She looks terrifying.
backwards out of the room.
I'm literally pushed up against a wall here.
Yeah, I don't like to be touched. Can we not do this?
Okay. So the four of you have accepted the rescue mission. You're out in the hall outside of Nulisag's door.
So gonna go back down and talk to Marco.
Yeah.
And ask him if he has a place to stay.
Marco says, yeah. And he's eating food. Nusi's given him a bowl of hot stew. He's kicking his feet happily, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Just changed his mind
Okay,
really
because
quickly.
I was just gonna offer you to go stay with my husband and son, so you have a place to be safe and with an adult.
Oh, now he does remember your son, which, what was his name? Wait, I've got it written down.
It's right here.
Elsarif.
Yes.
He does remember your son, Elsarif, from the Christmas party, and he perks up and he says, Oh, sleepover with Elsarif! Yeah!
Yeah, you're welcome to go over while we go and get your dad.
He agrees. So, you're gonna drop him off at your place?
Yep.
Okay, that's a good place to stick the kid. Good choice. Okay,
And then
the four of you are standing outside of Amiri's house. Or are you gonna say hi to your husband? I don't really want to roleplay as your husband.
I was gonna say, do you want? We could, but I don't.
Bye, honey. Have a good adventure. I'll take care of this extra kid, says Kylan. And shoos you out the door. You should be working for money. Go. So now the four of you are outside of Amiri's house.
So how far is Mount Hokkaido from here?
Everyone do a history check.
That's a dirty 20.
11.
I got 17.
And Zealot got a 3.
Ooh. All right, so Zelik, you just moved here. You don't know.
I've been in the South for a long, long time, so you all gonna have to tell me where we're going.
Amiri, you're like, it's on the tip of your tongue, you're just not sure, but Aranea and Yin Li have lived in this area for a while, so you know that it's about a 1-hour train ride in the northwest.
All right.
Just points over in its general direction.
Well, if you go that way, it's a 2-day walk.
And how much is a train fare for all of us going to be?
You remember, because you got a 17 on your history check, that it's about 1 gold.
Okay. 1 gold.
Yeah.
Is that 1 gold for all 4?
Each.
1 each.
1 each?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can
Alright.
cut this out as an aside, but DM, do I have any winnings from the Fight Club or no?
They knocked you out. You do not. No, you don't get to start level 1 with 250,000.
I didn't want that much, just enough to cover the fare for everyone.
We have 100 from Be Our Guest.
Oh, we do.
Yes, you do. You two do.
Well, I have
Yeah.
80. I gave 20 to Paul.
Yes,
Yes.
you did. To help him with his house.
So to make up for that, I will cover the train fare for the 4 of us.
Aw, because you tried to
that's
fight
sweet.
everyone on Fight Club Day.
Nope, I have no regrets.
Yinli's
You have no
That's
memory of the
sweet.
incident. You were knocked unconscious. Right. Did I do that?
as he's saying that, Yinli's in the middle of opening her pouch, and there's only 10 coins in there.
Aw, yeah. Everybody starts with 10 gold.
Yeah. I'm not one to decline someone that's going to pay my fare.
That's all right. I always get my round in. I got the first one.
All right. Very friendly. You are all standing on the train platform, ticket in hand, looking out over a bit of a gap, don't fall down, into the place where the rails are, and looking out towards the mountains, a train track winding its way through buildings and then up the hills. As you're watching, a train starts to appear. It is one of those that puffs out a lot of smoke, and it's like a chugga 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 chugga, and the train slowly rolls on up to the platform. Do you all step inside?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I'll lead the way.
Yes.
I
Yep.
follow.
Follow?
Okay, you sit down on teal seats in a light wooden room with glass windows. The train lurches and takes off, and you all have about an hour to kill time. What do you do?
Seems as good a time as any for a nap, I think.
Think I'll pull out that romance novel I was reading on the plane.
I just look out the window, taking the sights and the scenery.
Yinli is just going to pull out a small box and just look at it and then put it back.
Ooh, what's the box made out of?
Just simple wood, pine, a little bit of black stain.
Ooh, mysterious. The four of you pass the time chatting, and I guess 2 of you aren't chatting. 2 of you are sleeping and reading. So, hanging out, having a relaxing time. And somewhere, Marco is distracted as his dad could be dying. Oh. There's stakes this time. A kid's dad. So, with a sense of urgency, you all step off of the train onto the platform at the base of Mount Hokkaido. It's a very, very tall mountain, And as you tilt your head up and up and up, you see that there's regions with trees and a little river, and then there's a snow line, and there's an elevation above which trees do not grow. It is a very tall mountain. Somewhere on this mountain, a little boy's dad needs your help.
So is there like a little city at the bottom?
Nope, this
Or
is
is it
a
just-
hiking stop, so people who get off to hike and have adventures will ride the train out here.
Are there any maps of the area available?
Or just any like stores around, like convenient shop?
There could be. Maybe the counter where people would buy tickets to get back on the train would have some maps. So you all see a tiny ticket booth with one window, and it's blue. It's painted a lovely blue. If you would like to walk up there, maybe the receptionist can help you.
Sure, I'd
Sure.
like to go.
Yeah.
Yinli is just going to stay a bit further back since some people seem to be a bit unnerved.
Yeah, they are. Okay, the person is a... Oh. Okay. They look kind of like a deer in the face, long, and their two eyes can't look in the same direction. And they have antlers, but they've done a really good job of keeping their antlers clean. There's velvet coming off of them, but it's been well maintained. So, antlerhead person is going to greet you as you walk up and say, "Hello, can I help you?"
Yes, howdy.
You did a great job on your antlers, by the way. Those look amazing.
He's self-conscious. It's his first velvet. Like a person's first mustache. He's like, "Oh, thanks." And I guess, do deer blush? No.
Well, aside from that, although I do agree it is a very, very lovely velvet you got, I would like to know if you had any maps of the area I could probably peruse even for a moment.
Oh, sure. He uses mage hand and his hooves, and he passes you a map. He does say, "Now, I would be careful because right now there's a dragon temporarily nesting here until we can kick it out. So until we can get this area clear again, don't go up the mountain. Just stay at the base."
Right. And I'm using my wanderer ability from my background. I memorize the map. So I don't really need the map anymore. And, by the way, you wouldn't have happened to have seen a fella named Marcel about 2 days ago, would you? He should have been going up the mountain to deal with the dragon's nest.
Oh, I couldn't say. I only work on day of week.
Right.
Do you know about what area the dragon is?
Yeah, at the top. Don't go to the top.
Gotcha. So, alright, folks, we're heading to the top. Thank you for the map. You can have this back. I'll take it from here. Come on, everybody.
Do you have a place we could stop for, like, any climbing gear? Could use some rope or something?
Oh, sorry, we don't. This isn't one of the more popular hiking areas, so there's not like stores or anything. I wish there was enough folk to support that. But there's just not enough business. Do you guys want to buy a snack bar?
Sure.
He's like, "Yes, I get to make a sale today." And he brings out this like homemade granola. You can tell it was just his lunch. And he's going to sell it to you for 1 gold. You get all of this. It's enough for all of you guys to have energy bars.
Alright, seeing that it's his lunch, I'm gonna offer him 5 gold.
He's like, yes. And he throws in his dessert, which is a little piece of pie. And Mary gets pie too. All right, so I am going to give you, because you were very kind to him, a +1 to your con modifier for this episode only. Just for Mary, because of the dessert pie. Because you were so nice.
Well, looks like you got to have your cake and eat it too.
I know, this is a weird difference for me.
Oh yeah, are you... What's your con like? Are you normally con-y?
Yeah, that puts it up to 15 now.
There you go. All right. Okay. So, Zelik has memorized the map, and Yinli was standing back. Yinli, why don't you make a perception check? You're a bit further away from the ticket stand, so you can see more.
That would be 15.
A 15 is pretty good. You see, way off in the distance, a pack of wolves. One wolf is standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down upon the train station, licking its lips. And as you watch, it howls. Its eerie voice rings out across the distance, and now the rest of your team members have noticed it too. And then, with a turn of its head and a flick of its tail, it disappears. Also, audience, the party is level 1. Wolves will take them down. So, that is what you saw. Okay.
Such beautiful creatures.
Who will eat you?
Yeah, they're beautiful, all right, until they're right up behind you.
Seeing that this is level 1, I'd like to do something a little bit, mix it up, teach you guys a bit about the game. What we're about to do is called a skill challenge. This is an alternative to combat. We're going to do both a combat later and then the skill challenge now. And, some people are happy. Okay.
I love these.
Yay!
The last one was wicked fun.
Yeah. So I have made a series of possible things that could happen. And how this works is that each person will choose, for example, one of their best skills. They'll try to apply that to the situation. And if it's not a situation that you can apply one of your best skills to on your skills list, then just, let someone else think of a solution. As a team, if you get 3 successes first or 3 fails first, then that'll be if you pass or fail the skill challenge. And you're still gonna you don't die if you fail the skill challenge, but you might be in a bad situation, such as facing a pack of wolves, and you might be in a good situation, like you reached the cave. So, different things can happen based on how well you do in this skill challenge. Alright, so first up is you walk towards the base of the mountain. Between the train station and the base of the mountain, the land is relatively flat. There are rolling hills. From atop one of the hills, you look down into a valley. You look out, and in one of the valleys is a field of red flowers. It's possible for you to walk to the mountain without going through those red flowers, and it's possible for you to walk to the mountain with going through the red flowers. Do you want to walk through the flowers or not? And which skill do you use to decide that?
I think I'll handle this one with survival to determine whether or not it would be wise to walk through the red flowers.
Alright, roll your survival check. There we go.
That's going to be a 22.
Oh my goodness. So you rolled an 18 and you got plus 4. Yeah,
Yep.
just to let you guys know, the DC is lower than that for the level 1 skill challenge. So
That's about as good as Zelik can roll at this point.
yeah, that's so not only do you choose to walk through the red flowers, but you also identify them. These are, I should name the flowers. These are flowers of release.
They're so pretty.
Flowers of release.
And you know that if you eat the petal, you automatically turn back to your true form.
Oh, I'll be taking samples of this if that's all right.
Yeah.
Why are you collecting those?
Do you tell your friends?
Well, these here flowers have a amazing effect. If you happen to be in a form that's not your original form, these can reverse that. So it's good to have on hand just in case. And also they sell for a pretty penny. So get some, but not too much. You don't want to change nature too much,
How would that work with Amiri's?
They might be useful for Amiri.
I'm gonna grab as many as I can.
Yep, she stuffs her bag.
I take some in my pack as well.
And Yinli will harvest up some just in case.
So with a 22, you all have 1 success. Yes, Yinli has some too. Yes. Okay. Next. You climb and climb and climb up mounds that are becoming increasingly high and difficult to climb. How do I not be terribly cruel with this? Underneath your feet, some pebbles skitter and scatter down behind you, falling away into the mountain valley below. As you climb further and further, more and more pebbles are being kicked by your feet and falling down underneath you. And what I'm going to have happen is that you guys are going to cause a landslide because you're climbing up and it seems fine under your feet, but it's about to all give way as a chunk and slide down the hill. So what do you guys do? The ground is a liquid. As you put your foot down, it slides all the way in up to the ankle and it's all moving at once.
We'll use an athletics check to pull out and then float above the ground.
Oh, that's right. You don't put your feet on the ground. Okay, so you auto pass.
Aranea, this might be a good acrobatics check for you, even though it's only a +3.
Yeah, I only get +2 to acrobatics, stealth, -1 to athletics.
Well, Zelik has a +5 in acrobatics, so
Zelik's out already. He already did one.
Yeah, I can't go again.
Yeah, having passed your skill check, you find yourself mysteriously unaffected by this landslide.
So I should +3 to the D20?
Yeah.
Yeah, just +3 in the modifier and roll it.
20.
Oh, so it's a 17 + 3 is 20?
Yes.
Dang. All right. Describe how you escape from the landslide.
I nimbly jump across over the cracks and the pebbles that come my way and dash over and tumble to the other side gracefully.
You succeed.
Yay.
Not too bad.
The landslide scares animals. Birds fly up from trees. Elk run into the clearing. And now, following the elk, are some wolves. There are some wolves in front of you guys. There's an elk, some wolves, and birds flying overhead. The landslide immediately behind you. What do?
I'm going to try animal handling to calm the elk and keep it steady long enough for the wolves to catch up to it instead of us.
Oh, sacrificing the elk. Okay.
To be fair, that was what I was going to do too with deception.
That is a 7. +3, that'll be 10.
That's okay. That's how dice roll if no one's cheating. is that you're not supposed to succeed all 3 in a row. So unfortunately, the elk is too startled by this landslide and runs right past you. The wolves now are facing you, and the elk is behind you, and they're looking at you, seeing 4 tasty adventurers. Do I resolve this problem, go on to the second one, or do I pass the buck of now you've got wolves in front of you? That is the question, is the DM. There are a pack of wolves staring at you all. What do?
Oh.
They cannot be calmed. They're too freaked out by the landslide, and they look very thin.
Can they be intimidated?
Well, I hope Emery can intimidate them or do something else.
I got deception. That's the only thing I could really do.
What are your plus skills? Like anything +2 or more?
Arcana +2, deception +4, intimidation is +2.
I have intimidation +4, deception +4.
Yeah, but you already rolled. DM, is it possible to assist her during the skill check?
I don't know. I kind of want to see how she would deceive wolves. Just go ahead and roll your deception. How could you deceive wolves?
I don't know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How would I?
I will use thaumaturgy on her to make her voice boom far louder than it would normally.
That would be very intimidating.
And I was gonna fire a pistol shot in the air, which is pretty loud.
These are intimidations. I don't know. You could, you have a cloak, right? You could batwing. Deception.
Make her seem like she's a big, scary animal.
I was kind of thinking of using my other issue. So I think that would scare off a wolf.
You should do that. Well, you know how you activate it, right?
Yeah.
This is fun.
All right,
let's deceive these wolves. Oh my gosh.
16?
Yes, that's... So tell me what you did.
All right, so I'm going to have to turn to Zelik. Be like, this is going to seem completely weird. But I need you to hug me.
Yeah, you're right. That is pretty weird. Considering we got a pack of wolves, right? You want a hug right now?
Just do it. Trust me.
All right, you can have a hug.
And with that, there's a puff of smoke, and in her place is a were-tiger.
Oh, Jesus!
The wolves react the same way. Oh gosh, there's a tiger. Before you were delicious humanoids, and now you are scary tiger people. The wolves want none of this, and they run away. That's fantastic.
Well, that's a handy trick.
Mary, you're still a tiger for like 5 minutes, right?
5 minutes, Unless I use one of the flowers.
Yeah. You can, whatever you want. It's up to you. Let's say that's why it only lasts 5 minutes, is because you eat a flower petal. That's good for your story. You'll remember this episode forever.
Gee, don't you ever do that again.
I think it is a very lovely coat.
And now you know why I don't like people touching me.
You almost scared the unlife out of me. God.
It's a handy trick. Maybe you should stay like this as long as possible. You might scare away the dragon.
I think
it's worth a try.
Perhaps the dragon might consider eating something as small, depending on how old it is.
All right. Are you proceeding as tiger or Emary humanoid form?
Tiger for now.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to run into anybody.
All right. And that is 3 successes and 1 failure. You guys passed the skill challenge. You now have your normal party plus tiger. That was great. You make it to the top of the mountain. It's very, very cold up here, and the trees are long since behind you. At the very top of the mountain, there's snow on the ground. Deep snow in some regions, and thin snow barely covering the rocks in other regions. You wind your way up a path where the wind has blown the snow off of the rocks, and you can see to put your foot down. It's possible that if Marcel was coming this way days before, that he also might have taken this path, but you can't say for sure. Hours pass, and the sun travels across the sky, and it's very cold up here. What do you all have for winter wear?
I have my winter duster.
Leather armor and a set of common clothes. Probably just line it with a bit of fur in the inside of the coat.
Yeah, Miri probably has like a nice padded fur jacket with her scarf with hood.
Some leather armor padded with fur and a cloak that she'll pull over her head as the winds start picking up.
The winds pick up, and they pick up more. You all try to stay warm. You didn't realize it was this cold at the top of the mountain. You wonder how Marcel must feel, having been here for 2 days in this temperature. He's probably chilled to the bone. You keep climbing up and up the mountain, your feet stepping into snow piles. They're unavoidable now, they're everywhere. The wind whistling around your head, snatching the cloak away from your ears and getting that cold air in there, even though you're trying to avoid the cold as much as possible, it's finding its way inside. You're now in a single file line as the path is too narrow for anything else, and you've got to watch carefully so that you don't fall into snowdrifts that are over your head. And Mary has a mild advantage to this because she has 4 paws.
Not anymore. It's been a couple hours.
Okay. Not unless Zellic wants to hug her again.
Yeah.
So...
Anybody that isn't female, hug.
Yep.
Ugh.
With the bitter cold starting to take its toll on you, your limbs feeling difficult to move, you're putting your feet down, but you can hardly feel your toes. You finally see a cave in the distance.
Well, as the lead tracker, I'll herd everybody towards the cave. It's best if we take shelter now, everyone, and possibly wait for the storm to pass.
I second that.
That sounds very reasonable. I have candles that we can light.
As the tracker, you probably know.
Candles are great
All right.
against darkness.
I have dark vision.
So does Yinli, but she doesn't know if they do.
So you're all running into the dragon cave. Sounds like a plan. How quickly are you approaching the entrance to this cave?
I mean,
Well,
it's kind of cold, so I'm sure it's nice gingerly paced.
If it's tough to move, I'd assume we weren't going very fast.
Right, I guess it depends on, like, is there, like, snow up to our ankles or not? Like, are we trudging through this and with the wind gusts?
Yes, snow up to the ankles. Yes, on the wind gusts.
Then
Right.
Yinli is going to use her shovel to try and ease the path a little bit.
Okay, so no one's stealth checking? Alright, y'all just walk into the cave. Hi, Dragon Cave. How are you?
I'm gonna...
You all just walked into the cave. I didn't hear any stealth
RNA,
checks. So.
RNA, you should stealth check this because you have a +7 to this.
Alright.
Oh.
You're the rogue. This is your job.
Yeah. Yinli is like, I'm wearing all black standing out against the white.
Rogues are so fun.
Okay, +7 is a 23.
Okay, so you entered the cave by yourself, apart from the others, to stealth your way in and see if it was safe?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have dark vision
23.
of 60 feet.
I'm gonna use my awakened mind to keep contact with her telepathically.
23. Okay, so you beat it. It does not see you, but do you see it? No. Okay, so it doesn't see you, and then I've rolled a hide check for it. Go ahead and do a perception check, and we'll see what you see in this cave.
Okay. Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Ah. No, the cave is totally empty.
Okay. So, it looks pretty empty from here, guys. I don't hear anything.
Okay,
But,
so you're going back out and telling your friends that?
I got
she
the
has the
awakened mind.
awakened
I
mind.
was
Oh.
communicating telepathically.
Okay.
While they're...
So I'm gonna tell them that
Yeah, but
it looks empty.
I don't know how deep this goes. So, I think we should still be rather cautious when coming in.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
So,
as she said, we're not exactly sure how deep this goes or what's in there, so everybody weapons out and keep your wits about you.
Yinli?
She's, she's been exploring, just been apologizing the whole time about not managing to calm the elk down and everything, and pulls out a sickle in addition to her shovel when told to pull out weapons.
Okay. Are you guys doing a stealth check as you enter the cave?
sure. I mean, we don't know how deep it is, so we might as well.
Yeah, out of the snow, I'll do a stealth check.
12.
16 for Zealot.
10.
Oh, 10. That's okay.
That's even with the
so-
plus 30.
With a group of 4 people, it's just always very unlikely that you're going to be very stealthy. As you step inside this cave, it feels warmer because the wind isn't pulling at your clothes, and just the lack of wind makes it feel more tolerable. You relax, and your foot kicks a pebble. The pebble skitters across the ground, and making sound as it rolls along the cave.
Why?
The sound of the pebble echoes on all of the walls, and you hear thud, thud, thud,
Oh,
thud,
damn it.
Oh,
as
great.
something
God.
walks towards you. In the darkness, because you don't have a light, nobody has a light. Oh, so who has dark vision? Anyone?
I have dark vision.
I do.
Dark vision.
Everyone but Zelik.
Yeah.
Zelik sees nothing, but the other 3 of you... What?
No, I can hear something, though.
It just can't see him.
Zelik sees nothing, but the other 3 of you see an immense shape rise out of the darkness, with white, shaggy fur, a single horn on top of its head, and big shoulders and big arms. This creature has not heard of Leg Day. It steps towards you out of the darkness. It's got a blue chest and white fur on its arms and the sides of its face and its legs. And it sees you, and it goes, "Rawr!" And we will roll initiative at the start of part 2. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Joining us this time were Ameri,
Bye, guys.
Zelik,
See you soon, folks.
Aranea,
Catch you later.
and Yinli.
Back soon.
We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. You can subscribe to receive new episodes through your podcast player or by visiting firebreathingkittenspodcast.com and clicking on the RSS feed. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you. Welcome back to the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. We are joined by Yin Li,
Salutations.
Aranea,
Hi.
Zelik,
Howdy, folks.
and Ameri.
Hey, guys.
When we last left off, our heroes were up at the top of a mountain in the bitter, bitter cold. Clutching their coats tight to themselves, they dashed inside a cave for relief from the wind. They tried to sneak a little bit, but not all that much. And unfortunately, they were not very stealthy at all. As they dashed into the darkness of the cave, as their eyes adjusted before Zella could see anything, they bumped right into a very, very tall, very, very fluffy, extremely large creature. Kind of like a gorilla, except covered in white fur and with a horn coming out of its head. It saw them as they saw it, and it roared! And all of our heroes are going to now roll initiative, please. Please roll a d20.
5.
19.
19.
7. And Zelik is thanking God there's no flat-footed in this edition.
So I got Ameri 19, Aranea 19, Zelik 7, Yinli 5?
Yes.
Okay, and between Ameri and Aranea, which of you has the higher modifier? Aranea is +3 and
Mine is
Ameri is
+2.
+2, so that's... Got it. Aranea first, and then Ameri. Okay. Aranea, you were already in this cave. Your eyes had adjusted more than the others, and you see it first. You react. There's a very large, very tall gorilla thing with a horn on its head, and it went "Arr!" at you guys.
Can I use my sneak attack skill?
No, you're not sneaky.
Oh.
You literally did not sneak up on it. You can hide, and then you can sneak attack it next time.
Okay, I'll do that. As soon as I see it.
Alright, you see stalactites and stalagmites all around you. Some of them are humanoid-sized. You dash behind one and you roll a...
9.
So you rolled a 2 plus 7 is 9?
Yep.
Oh, okay. It rolled a 15 on the dice for perception, so... It sees you behind the column, and it just shrugs and laughs. It'll eat you later, it says to itself. And Mary, it's your turn. You see Aranea hiding behind a column.
I'm going to use my Awaken Mind. It lets me communicate telepathically with any creature within 30 feet. I do not need to share a common language with the creature for it to understand me. So I'm going to try telling it to calm down. We're not here to bother you. We're just out looking for a friend.
So, what does that do? It lets you talk with
Yes, telepathically.
with anything.
The creature must be able to understand at least one language.
Oh.
This thing might not be smart enough for that to work.
But it might have beast speak or some kind of language.
So, for the audience members, they can look this up. It is a large beast, unaligned brown bear stats. That's not what it's skinned as, but that's its stats. And it doesn't have any languages listed for a brown bear.
Yeah, it's not smart enough. It's not smart enough to know how to talk.
So I think in this form in particular, it's unable to understand. Brown bears do not understand you. Sorry. It goes, "Rawr!" Was that your turn?
Okay, so since that doesn't work, I will use...
Was that a spell? That was an action?
Well, it's just a skill.
Okay, so that was an action. Do you want to move at all? You're currently about 30 feet from it. Everybody's 30 feet from it.
Yeah, I'll take a couple steps. I don't need to go too far back, just maybe like extra 10 feet.
Okay, so you are 40 feet from it. Maybe it'll attack your friends instead of you. Got it. Next up is the brown bear. The brown bear watched a very, very delicious-looking Aranea hide behind a column, and it's wintertime. It's hungry. It's gonna run 30 feet towards Aranea and reach behind the column and pull you out with a claw and then bite you. That's what it's gonna try to do. So it uses its keen smell. It has advantage on wisdom and perception checks that rely on smell, and it sniffs you out from behind that column.
Okay.
And it rolls a 16 to hit you with its claw to try to pull you out. Does it hit you? What's your AC?
14.
Okay, so since 16 is meet or beat above 14, it does hit you. It does 7 damage to you with its claw. How are you doing? You went from what HP?
9 minus 7 down to 2.
Oh my goodness. This is not good. It's perhaps going to kill you here. And it pulls you out and bites you, and it's got her in its claws. So I hope you guys are able to intervene, because right now the bear is nomming on Aranea. Next up, it is Zelik's turn.
Can I see it at this point?
Can you see in the dark?
Negative.
I'm gonna go with a negative.
Can I hear it?
Yeah.
Well, so I have like a
blindness, one could say.
Yes, but I have an inkling of what direction it's in.
One could say that you're blind.
I suppose I will fire my pistol
Really?
blindly.
You're not gonna get out a light? Oh no.
This could be bad.
No, I'm not
Aranea,
wasting
you
any
might
time
die.
with that.
Do not crit fail it.
It's not even just
not.
a crit fail if he misses while he's blind. And you get disadvantage on your to hit when you're blind.
I do. I will take that
She's
risk.
gonna die.
You could possibly
Okay,
hit her.
good luck.
I am
Hey, I didn't kill you, man.
intervening.
She did.
I am intervening right now.
You're not, though, because, okay, sure. Let's see you hit this
Okay, I got a 16 and a 14
thing. With disadvantage?
with disadvantage.
Well, luckily
So-
you hit. Okay, so describe what happened.
Using my ears and my skills as a person who spent a long time out in the wilderness, I tune my senses and just fire at where I think the bear is.
The bullet hits a column and then bounces off that column and into the bear.
Exactly as I meant it to.
Okay, how much damage do you do?
It's a D8 plus 3. 10 damage.
Wow. Yeah. The bullet embeds itself into the bear, and the bear roars, and as it roars, its mouth dripping saliva lets go of Aranea. That's so gross.
Yeah. Come and get me, whatever you are.
Yeah, it drops Aranea to the ground, thinking that it had killed her. I'm sorry, you're bleeding pretty badly, and it's probably going to go after Zelik next. But next up is Yin Li.
She is going to look over at her on the ground and say, "Rise back up and get away from there," and cast Healing Word. And that is 7
Wow.
total. And then she's going to look over at the bear and open her mouth as wide as she can and screech at it.
Which in a cave is probably even more effective. Yes.
That is a DC 10 Wisdom saving throw.
How smart are you, bear? It rolled a 2. 3 total.
It takes 6 psychic damage.
6 psychic damage. Alright. The bear goes, "Meh," and shakes its head. The bear is shaking its head in confusion, and it's Mary's turn. Or wait, no. Did I do that right? No, I didn't. Aramea, it's your turn.
So I will back up and take cover, running towards Zelik.
I would be careful on the running, because the bear is in between. So right now, with it having dropped you, you're within 5 feet of the bear. So
Okay.
if you do a thing called disengage, you will get out of the attack of opportunity zone of the bear,
And then you
I
can
see.
move.
and then you can move next time. So you want to disengage,
I see.
but it does take, I think that's an action.
That's an action, so she can still move, but she can't do anything.
Right, so you could do that, or you could use your movement to back up 5 feet, and that would... So if your ultimate goal is to get very far away from the bear, to disengage and move would get you the furthest from the bear. If your ultimate goal is to attack the bear, you can move back 5 feet and then attack the bear. But if you attack with a ranged weapon in melee distance, you will provoke an attack of opportunity. So you could attack it with a melee weapon right now and then move backwards, or you could disengage and then move very far back and then try to get it with a ranged weapon next time. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Do you have
I
melee or ranged weapons?
I have both.
She does.
Which does
I
the most
have-
damage?
They do the same.
Okay,
No,
so
your melee weapon most damage.
The dagger?
The rapier, the D8.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a D8 plus.
So with that being your
okay.
strongest weapon, it would be advisable to strike at the bear and then back off just the 5 feet to get you out of the close proximity
Okay.
to it. Yeah.
All right. So I suppose as the bear is standing there kind of stunned, I will take a slash at it and then back off.
She slashes with her rapier. It's a very tall bear, so you thrust upward into the bear with your sword, and you spear it through the chest if you hit. So go ahead and roll your to hit, and you'll add the weapons bonus to that.
So roll a D20 and add 5.
Roll d20, add 5. 25.
Oh, you got a 20?
That's a crit.
You critically hit the bear?
Seriously.
Yeah, okay.
So
25.
that's double
All
damage.
right. So when you strike with your sword, you pierce it right through the lung, and the bear coughs out blood. Because now take your damage dice and you roll it again. So if it's like you said it was a D8,
Yeah, so
roll that
two
D8
D8s,
and then roll that D8 again, and then add your modifier once you're done to the total.
Yeah. So
I'm
Sarah,
sorry, I don't
you roll
understand.
2 D8s and add 3.
Okay. So just on here, I just do d8 twice, right?
Sure.
No, you can
Oh, I see 2.
yeah, put 2
D8.
next to the D8, then put 3 in the modifier, and then
Okay. So it says 10.
All right, so you got 10 damage to this bear. The bear coughs blood. It's been stabbed right through the lung. And then are you going to use your movement to back up 5 feet?
Yes.
All right, because you are fully healed again, but you're quite squishy. So I would definitely
Yes.
back up.
Yes. Where's my tank?
Maybe you don't want to hug the brown bear
he's on the
anymore.
way.
All right. Next is Mary. It's your turn.
Debating if I want to use Witch Bolt or Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna use Witch Bolt. So that is a 18
That hits.
for 8 damage.
8 damage is exactly what it takes to take this brown bear down.
Sweet.
As the witch bolt, what does the witch bolt look like?
It's a bolt of lightning.
So, imagine copyrights would kill us if I said that. A beam of crackling blue energy lances out of Amira towards the bear.
It strikes the bear, and the bear goes roar like Chewbacca, sadly, as it crashes to the ground, narrowly missing Aranea.
Did we get it? Is it dead?
It's exactly
got
at
it.
0, so it's not dead. It's also not a bear. I should explain this. It has white fur, and it looks like a giant gorilla with a horn on its head. It's just statted like a brown bear.
All right,
And it's breathing softly. Not
I'm gonna
dead.
reload my pistol and light a torch.
Don't kill it.
I haven't decided what I'm doing yet.
Don't
I'm
kill
lighting
it.
Why
a
wouldn't we
torch.
kill it?
Okay, he lights a torch. I'm going to say that that's your turn, and you can now see that the bear is not looking great. I'm sorry, that the giant white-furred gorilla with the horn is not looking great, and it's on the ground.
It's a legendary Saskahorn.
Yinli, it's your turn.
Okay. She is going to try moving over to it and casting Detect Magic.
Ooh, go ahead and read that spell.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you can learn its school of magic, if any.
Okay, so hold on for a
10
second.
minutes.
So, Zelik is glowing magically. You are glowing magically. Is anyone else glowing magically? Yeah,
I'm magic.
Mary's glowing magically. Irene, what are you again? You're half elf?
Rogue.
Half elf?
Wood elf rogue.
Are they like inherently magical? No.
Not really.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. I don't think she
Fey
has any
Ancestry?
abilities. She has Fey ancestry.
She's glowing. And also, this gorilla horn looking thing, Saskahorn, is also glowing. Very brightly magically. You have some
Yinli,
options
you
here.
get anything?
You have some options. You can leave it stable on the ground. You can kill it. You can revive it. You can proceed into the dungeon. You can, etc. So many different options.
I think we should bind it together somehow.
I would
Then
I would be
back for it.
learning the School of Magic on it. What school would that be? Would that be transmutation?
Zelik and you look like you're necromancy, and this creature does look like it's transmutation.
I'm going to cast Detect Evil.
Ah, okay. Read that.
For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if the
Wait.
pla-
You sense 2 undeads. Okay, keep
Yes.
going.
Similarly, you know if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
There is not.
Would there be any way I could tell if it's a where?
You think about that for a second. You've got the answer.
Hold on a sec. Yinli, you said you detected some kind of transmutation, man?
Yes, though I'm not entirely certain what. It is not.
Well, we got the fix for
flowers.
that, don't we? We got the flowers. The flowers are released. That's our whole bit.
And it does not appear to be something that would be innately infernal, at the very least.
All right, well, now the only thing to figure out is which one of us is stupid enough to go put our hands in its mouth.
I'll do it. I got Mage Hand. So I will use Mage Hand to take one of the petals and put it in the, whatever it is.
Pry open its jaw.
The Saskahorn.
Unibear.
It's a Saskahorn.
It had a name, but I
Saskahorn.
prefer Saskahorn. So,
It's legendary, man.
okay. The mage hand pries open the Saskahorn's mouth, and flower petals are like, you push them between the teeth and the gum, and you're like, no, go in the mouth. And then you pull down the giant slobbery jaw, and you push the flower petals in the mouth. And I guess you make its mouth go nom, up and down a few times. And with a shudder, the Saskahorn's form reverts to Marcel. There's a naked man on the ground in front of you in the cold. He's so cold. So cold.
I can't believe he tried to eat me.
So unconscious. So beaten up.
Oh, Marcel, what am I going to do with you?
Well, currently he's at 0 hit points, so you might want to save him if you don't want him to die.
Yinli is
I'm
going to
gonna-
cast Spare the Dying.
Excellent! Yes, that will work. So he's stable. He's not going to die.
All right, well,
He might die of cold.
Does anybody have any spare clothes?
I can take off
yeah,
my
he can have my
vestments.
backup duster.
And
I
Yinli,
throw my cloak over him.
Yinli, Zelik, and Aranea work together to clothe the poor naked thing.
Well, technically, I'd say this is mission accomplished. I just don't know if Marcel's finished his.
We could perhaps
This is Marcel.
rest and ask
So-
after they've woken.
I don't think we should do that here. It would probably be wiser to make our way back to town and do everything there. And then if he's not done with the dragon, we could arrange for some reinforcements. I don't think it's wise to stay in this cave much longer, especially with him uncomfortable.
So, being aware myself, I think the bigger issue is, where's the thing that got him?
Mm-hmm.
And as they're pondering this, they hear flap, flap, flap of giant wings from outside of the cave. The snow sprays up into the air as 2 back paws and then 2 front claws heavily set down upon the ground. And you see a brown-colored dragon.
You
Land
had
on
to
the
ask, didn't you?
It is
I'm at the Saskatchewan.
usually not best to tempt fate.
The brown dragon flares its nostrils, smelling creatures inside of its lair, and it steps inside, furling its wings along its back, barely fitting inside the entrance.
Yinli immediately bows.
And everybody, it's going to do a perception check. It rolled 2. Okay. Are you guys
Nobody
hiding?
move. Its vision is based on movement.
I got a
Yeah,
20?
you're hidden.
I got a 19.
That's an 11.
22 for Zelik.
And what was Yinli's?
11.
Yeah, you all dash behind, you scatter and dash behind pillars. Unfortunately,
Is there a way I
the
could
body
drag
of
Marcel with
Marcel is lying clothed but very exposed, right? On the ground, and the dragon flares its nostrils and walks into the cave. It goes, oh, sweet, free food, and starts to walk towards Marcel.
No.
Everybody roll initiative. I'm going to just use your order from the last time.
Damn it, I knew we forgot something.
13.
Okay. I'm just going to use the initiatives from
No.
last time.
Okay.
Aranea, what do you do? The dragon is heading towards Marcel. It's 50 feet from you. I'm going to say you're all 50 feet from it to start, just like in a half circle. Radial directions.
Would I be able to toss a rock to distract it, to deceive it, to look the other way?
Ooh, okay.
I have a 4 deception skill.
Would this be deception or sleight of hand?
Yeah, that's deceiving it. Yeah, that there's sounds. Okay, go ahead and, yeah.
All right, so 4, 12.
Okay, and he's going to perceive. It rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
Yep.
this is not my day.
The dragon hears the clatter off into the distance, and the echoes form a type of radar that show it that there's nothing over there, and instead it smells you with its immense noses. And now it knows where you are. You revealed
Okay.
yourself by doing that. Next is Emery.
So dragons could speak a language, right?
Yes. Draconic.
Can I try communicating with it telepathically
Yes.
to let it know that... What do I try to say without trying to eat us?
Give it the granola.
People are
I had
friends,
pie.
not food.
Pie.
I'm gonna be like, so... We all taste really bad. You don't want to eat us.
Persuasion, I guess? I'm going to roll a charisma saving throw. Okay. Now, dragons are pretty charismatic.
11?
Yeah. The dragon says, sniffing, its nostrils flaring, having identified where Emery is as well. It says, you can be both food and friends. Next is the dragon's turn. As it replies to you, it Now, this is a type of dragon you've never seen before. It opens its mouth and it breathes very softly. It goes, and everything in this cone attack. Actually, the only thing in the cone attack right now is
Marcel.
Marcel. And Marcel's going to start to blossom white hair and a horn and grow bigger and wider and forget leg day again.
man.
And he's going to turn right back into that Saskahorn. And the dragon says, I like a little meat on my food's bones. Next up is
And he's
Zealot.
still unconscious?
Yeah.
Well, I see him turning Marcel back into the monster, so obviously that pisses me off. So I just get up. We just fixed him, and I fire my pistol at him.
Okay. You are 50 feet away.
Yep, that's perfect. That's in my range.
All right.
A 21.
That hits.
That's going to be...
The gun goes off, almost deafening you all, as you're in this cave, and the sound echoes back and forth and back and forth. It lasts much longer than it would out in the open. And the dragon takes
9 damage.
9 damage. Got it.
Tell me how that tastes, you scaly son of a...
Devil.
Now we can just leave it there.
Next up is Yin Li. Your friends are in danger.
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on it. And a wisdom save, DC 13.
Wisdom. Oh, it rolled a 14 plus 1's 15.
Just seeing it fizzling out, she is just going to back away.
Dragons are very wise.
They're very a lot of things.
They're very dragon. Aranea, your location is revealed because you threw the rock. So you can't sneak attack this turn. But,
I'm going to step out and shoot it with my bow.
alright. She leans to the right from behind the column, draws back the bowstring, and releases the arrow. To hit, you rolled a
Which one am I rolling?
You're rolling
d20
a
plus
D20?
the weapon modifier, which is
plus
D20.
5.
plus 5.
5, D20. 12.
That misses. The arrow bounces off the scales and clatters to the ground harmlessly, the tough scales of the dragon having protected it. Emary, it's your turn.
So how far away am I from it
50 feet.
right now? Alright, I'm gonna back up another 30, and I'm gonna hit it, or try to hit it, with an Eldritch Blast. 18?
18. Yes, that hits.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. The blue lightning arcs out from your fingers and strikes the dragon right between the eyes, like flicking it in the forehead. It shakes its head, irritated. The dragon's turn. Oh no. I'm gonna roll a dice. And whichever of you it lands on is gonna get cone attacked. Yinli. The dice landed on you. So the dragon shakes its head from having been kind of like flicked in the forehead, and it clears its eyes, and it's like, you guys would make better food than friends. And it stalks on its forepaws, snake-like, but also like lizard-like, wiggling its body and its tail, swishing behind it, dashing forward, and breath attacking Yinli. So go ahead and make a Constitution saving roll as it goes.
That is a 14 in total.
14 fails. So you are now a raging Saskahorn. You're enraged. You have a d6, and you're going to just keep hitting people with it. The dragon smugly sits back and says, now my food will sort itself out. And it leaves the cave, flying off in the distance, chuckling. Next up is Zelik. Zelik, your friend is a Saskahorn.
Things are just from bad to worse today.
The dragon's so happy.
Give it the flower.
You give him the flower. I ain't putting my hands anywhere near him.
I will.
So I'll use my action to reload my pistol, just in case.
Okay.
And I'll back up further into the cave.
Yin Li, you are going to attack one of your friends this turn. Go ahead. Oh, also you ripped your clothes.
Yeah. Sort of figured with this size change. Gonna go after him, since he's backing up, drawing attention.
Yep. Moving. Yep.
I forgot his vision was based on movement. Damn it.
So what did you roll to hit?
That is a 10.
That's
Okay.
a miss.
All right, the Saskahorn rushes at Zelik, closing the distance between them. I'm going to say that you charged, which would cover any distance. You probably only like 30, honestly. Charge can cover 60. And you pound your two fists down on the ground right next to Zelik, throwing up dirt and debris from the ground as you miss him, but your rage is not abated. And you lift your fists and you roar at Zelik. Zelik, your ranged fighter, is standing right next to a Saskahorn. Aranea,
That's all right.
it's your turn.
I can tangle up close too, big fella.
Would I be able to go up to it with the sleight of hand and shove petals in his mouth?
You can try.
So that is dexterity 7, right?
Yep, you
On
got
the
a plus
D20.
7.
20.
Oh, wow. That's quite high. Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
guessing that the
that's-
Saskahorn doesn't have much in the way of perception to roll.
That's true. Go ahead and roll, and you would be at only a plus... What is that? What stat is perception based on?
Wisdom.
So plus 3.
It's a 13?
Yeah. Ugh, the rogue does it. So you shove petals into his mouth, and as he goes to bite you, I guess you get... Your fingers are so deft that they dodge in between the teeth, and you aren't even bit by it, because 20 is so high. Like, what am I...
It's kind of in the
DM
middle of
foiled
roaring
again.
at the gunslinger and just tosses
Shove
it
some
in.
petals down your throat, and you choke a little bit. And the petals go down, and you shrink, and you shrink, and you shrink in size, and you're getting pretty naked here. So, is anybody gonna throw a cloak over your friend?
We got another Saskahorn here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's alright, but we got a bigger fish to fry. Let's take care of Marcel and get the heck out of here before that dragon comes back.
Alright, so how far away am I from Marcel?
30 feet.
Perfect. I will use Mage Hand and try to
Oh, yeah, he's...
use it to put it...
Yeah, he's unconscious and does not resist. He also shrinks back down. Thankfully, you guys only threw the cloaks on top of him, so he didn't Hulk rip through these clothes, but...
Be walking naked down the mountain.
Definite shortage of winter gear today. Alright, and that resolves the combat. So, this having been your first session, welcome to Season 2, Episode 1, everybody, in case you're joining us for the first time. So tell us your plan for what you're going to do. You've got one unconscious Marcel, one semi-clothed Yin, a dragon probably going to come back in like 10 minutes. What do you do?
Yin's
Alright,
just
well,
kind of tightly
who's the
holding her
strongest
breast
of
together.
Probably you.
I think it's you.
Alright, well, I'll carry Marcel, and we all gotta get out of here as quickly as possible, so just let me lead the way. I know the way back down the mountain, and y'all keep an eye out for anything. I'll make sure that we get down as quickly and safely as possible. Does it sound like a plan?
Yes.
Be a tiger. Okay,
I could,
you don't have to. Proposing.
I am taking any suggestions right now.
We could use my shield
I mean,
to drag
a
him, make it easier
a
for you to go
were-tiger
quickly.
could...
Oh my gosh, you're going to sled down the mountain?
I like this plan.
I like that plan too.
I like it too.
You have a shield?
Yeah?
Oh my... Okay. So
I have an even better idea. How about we have a were-tiger drawn sled, if you're up for it?
We got 5 minutes to get as far away as we
Sounds
got.
like a plan.
Yes, we
Let's
could.
set
Sounds
it up.
like a plan.
So using the rope from your adventurer's gear, you tie up a makeshift sled using Yinli's shield and Mary as the tiger power. You run down the mountain, snow spraying from behind Mary's tiger paws. Oh, that means there was a hug.
And Yinli is just basically holding on to a hand so she's floating and not adding more weight.
Perfect.
And with that, I'd be able to give Yin my clothes?
Yes,
To help
because
keep
you're
her
a
warm?
tiger.
Yeah, Santa
Yeah.
Zelic is coming to town.
I think Zelik, you have to stay on top so that you can keep hugging Mary.
That's probably what's going to happen. But
So
it's
I'll be
fine.
sitting on the shield holding down Marcel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Yinli is floating on with one hand, and you all ride down and run down the mountain.
What a
Inside.
sight.
The dragon arrives 10 minutes later, waiting for its meal. It's like, oh yeah, I bet I've got 3 tasty humanoids and 1 easy to pick off Saskahorn. And it lands, and it looks around, and it gets this look on its face, and there's nobody in the cave. The dragon is so disappointed. Meanwhile, our heroes are flying down the mountain. They're reaching the end of the snow line, approaching the trees, and the dragon lifts up into the sky behind them. But you have already made it to the tree line. The day is saved! Yay!
Yay!
Good job, everybody! I hope that you had fun playing in your first episode, and I'll just wrap up with the conclusion here. Marco...
I just realized we didn't put any brakes on this thing.
Oh gosh, you won't tumble onto the gravel, taking a point of skidding damage. So, Marco is sitting with... Okay, alright. So you're back in town. Marco is playing happily with Elsarif under the careful care of Kylan Whitley, Thea's husband and child.
That's Thea,
Yeah.
not... Her husband is,
Names.
Thola and her son, Silgi.
Thola and Silgi. Marco is playing happily with... Wait, which one's the kid?
Silgi.
This is amazing.
Marco is playing happily with Silgi under the careful eye of Thola, the good husband. And his dad, Marcel, steps in, his arm in a sling. You know, he's got to put on a good show for his kid. He's fully healed. He steps in the door. Marco stands up and goes, "Daddy!" and run towards Marcel and gives him a hug in the doorway. And you 4 have your hearts warmed knowing that you reunited a kid and his dad.
Zelek's heart grew 3 sizes then.
Thank you for playing with us on this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens. Joining us this time were Yin Li,
Hello.
Aranea,
Have a good one.
Zelik,
Night, y'all.
and Ameri.
Wow, this was interesting.
Bye-bye! Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. You can find more adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore Fire Breathing Kittens, all one word, podcast. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Go to Redbubble.com and search for works from your favorite characters such as Frath, Amonist, Azreen, and more.